Stress is a common word, and sometimes people look at it and think it's such a bad thing. I'm here to say stress is not bad. However, sustained stress is bad. I am Dr. Dunni. I'm the mom empowerment coach. I'm a family doctor, international speaker, best-selling author of the book Every Mom is a Super Mom, and the host on the Wellbeing for Mothers show. And today, I'm just bringing a bit of an argument on behalf of stress and also against stress. Now, stress is a normal thing, and stress is what has made us who we are today. Through the changes that have occurred, both in the social atmosphere, financial atmosphere, business, even in our natural environmental factors, the changes have brought a stress response. Our bodies are built to deal with stress. But stress is supposed to come in seasons and in waves. However, with the constant change, whether it's because of a change in your circumstances, you have to move from one place to another because of work or because of business, those kind of serve as triggers. When these things are constantly coming at you, stress levels rise. Now, your body is built to deal with stress, so it releases a chemical called cortisol. And cortisol is usually highest most times in the morning, and it starts to help you to accommodate whatever changes you're coming across. Ideally, towards the end of the day, the cortisol level should be going down. But what we have found, especially now in this day and age, and as we combine work, business, motherhood, and everything else we do in our lives, we find out that our stress is mounting. So you finish from work or you finish from having meetings with your clients or missing meetings with your team, and then you need to go and pick up the children from school. You need to start to make dinner. You need to start preparing them for bed. And then they tell you at the 11th hour, oh, mommy, I've got the costume I need to wear to school tomorrow. And you're like, what? So all these are stress triggers that can bring out a response within you. Now, the body, when it responds to stress, it can respond in many ways. Now, I'm not going to go into the biochemistry of it. Perhaps at another session, I can go into details of, oh, yes, this is how it works through the different systems of the body. But one of the very common things that we find is that you get very tense. Your breathing changes, the way you hold yourself. So your positioning is changing. Your posture is not upright and upward looking. It's more down. Your breathing is shallow and fast. Your heart rate is beating fast. It almost seems like that panic mode or survival mode of those eras where our ancestors were being chased by the saber-toothed tiger. And that stress response that we are giving off, unfortunately, when it's sustained, can cause things like high blood pressure, diabetes, and other chronic diseases. What can you and I do to reduce our stress? One is an increased awareness. And that's what I'm here for, to tell you, hey, stress is there, stress is real, but stress is not bad. However, sustained stress is the one that is bad, and we need to know how to tackle it. Two, we need to start to make some lifestyle changes to help us with managing the stress better. So rather than get to a point where you have so much built up stress, why don't you start chipping on it and just working through it? And then suddenly that stress is not overwhelming or leading you to burnout. This is an area that I find very endearing. Why? Because I've been there. I mean, I remember for some people who perhaps know a little bit about me, you might have heard me talk about this. I am a family doctor and I still am a doctor. But there was a time I was working full time in the hospital. My children were both under the age of 5. I had just lost my father. It was just a very stressful time, and it just one after the other. There was a physical thing, then an emotional thing, then I mean, it was just so much at that time. And so my sustained stress level was really high. And that was a time where I experienced those features that you would use to describe someone who was burnt out. I was not sleeping well. I'd lost 3 dress sizes. I was a shadow of myself. I was afraid all the time and I lacked energy. Now, rather than kind of stay in that position, I needed to find answers. For my children were my stimuli for looking for those answers because you might be able to relate when you're grieving, your energy level isn't high. Almost don't have that energy because and sometimes you don't even have the clarity of mind to think clearly and make decisions or make choices that are empowering. So we will have these things happening in our lives. How you tackle it is very important. And I'm so thankful because I was able to work through all that, utilizing the tools and the strategies on the journey to consciously, and that's a very important word, consciously reduce stress, prevent burnout, and keep my energy up. I mean, I don't even drink coffee. People see me at maybe 5 a.m. and they're like, whoa, you have so much energy. You meet me at 3 a.m. How come you have so much energy at this time? Why? Because of the strategies put in place and how you manage and utilize your resources and your resourcefulness as well. So I look forward to hearing your thoughts. I hope this has served you. I hope you have kind of changed your mind from, oh, stress is such a bad thing, to stress is a good thing. It's helped us to survive this long as human beings, but sustained stress is what we need to watch out for. What are those factors that are causing stress in your life? Start writing them down because the moment you have awareness, that is when you can make a change and make a difference. I'm Dr. Duni, and I look forward to hearing from you. Do take care, and stay well.